All right. We're live. Let's confirm that we're live. Says so on Facebook. All right, that's good. Perfect. So let's put that on mute. Okie dokie. What a day, what a day. All right. Hey, folks. Hi. Hi, how are you? Hi, Samantha Barley. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Let me open up my notes here. Gonna have a fun show here today. All right. Where are my notes? There they are. All righty. Hey there, my name is Peter Hartman. You're watching Bad Guru Nightly, and I am Bad Guru. This show is meant to serve as a reminder that your attention matters. You see, what we give our attention to becomes a greater part of our experience. We shape our reality with the power of our attention. So it's important to be deliberate. And I am so glad you decided to give me some of your attention here tonight. We'll be talking about how it's never too late to change, dummy. We're going to be having an interview with a wonderful guest, Ms. Nkechi Nwafor-Robinson. Hope I got that right. I hope I got that right. And we're going to be having a little fireside chat here to start. All right. Who do we got here? We got Samantha saying hi. Got Alex saying, what up? What up, Alex? Good to see you. Good to have you here. All right. Turn off the notifications here. I got to practice that name. I know Nkechi. I practiced that one. Nwafor Robinson. Let me not mess it up. I should have asked her. Let me not mess it up. How you folks doing? How you doing out there in internet land? Ooh, after we're going to be starting out with a fireside chat, and then we're going to be moving on to a great interview, and then I'm going to be doing a little rant as Bad Guru, so you can stay here for that. I'm going to try to not make it too long. I'm going to keep this to a relatively short show. We'll see where the night takes us, but I'm really glad that you're here today. Right now, I'm streaming to Facebook and to YouTube. Streaming to Happy for a Change on Facebook, facebook.com/Happy for a Change. Just so you know, we're streaming on Facebook temporarily. Eventually, it's just going to be on YouTube. So if you want to stay abreast of the show, head over to youtube.com/Happy for a Change. Hit subscribe so that and that little bell so that you know when we go live. All right. Subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notifications, right? You know the deal. YouTube.com/Happy for a Change. Really appreciate it. And while you're there, hey, like the video. It really helps. It really helps. Really helps. Really helps. Like the video. It really helps. Really helps. Okay. Alex says, life is spicy. Oh, it is. It is. Life is spicy. Joanne says, hey, Peter. Hey, Joanne. Good to see you. Thanks for coming back and watching. My goodness. I want to ask you, you know what I'm going to ask you. You know what I'm going to ask you. I ask you this every single time, pretty much every single time, almost every single time we see each other. And I think it's very important. And that question is, how was your day? How was your day? Did you have a great day? An ecstatic day? A wonderful day? An amazing day? An awesome day? Or was your day like, mm, mm? Was your day spicy? Was your day spicy? What kind of day you had? Let me know down in the comments what kind of day you had. Good day, bad day, boring day, whatever, however you want to qualify it. I think it's very important to take a moment, at some point during your day, maybe at the end of the day, to reflect on how your day went, right? Do I got to tell you why reflecting on how your day went is important? Well, because when you reflect on it, when you pay attention to what your day taught you, the things that you learned, the things that went well or didn't go well, you can reproduce them in the future for tomorrow or head them off at the past. Maybe something didn't work out well. Maybe you realized there's some things that you had to fix. Maybe there's something, a light bulb that needs changing, a clock that needs updating, a shoes that need to be changed. You maybe got to order something on Amazon, something that broke, something that you need. There's all these little things you can do throughout your day in order to improve it. And I want you to sort of get not obsessed, I'm obsessed, but get interested in improving your experience because as you move through this life, you're going to gain lessons, you're going to learn things if you pay attention. And if you do that, then your tomorrows can be better than your todays. All right? The only thing better than today's tomorrow. Am I right? Joanne says her day was hot, 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 hot. Hot there in Mexico. I bet it's real hot. What's the temperature there today? I wonder how hot it was today. You got a pool. You got an ocean. Something to cool down. Something. AC. I don't know. Get your dog to lick you. Something. Sam says she had was that a chilly day or a chill day? A chill day. A chill day. It was easy, breezy, cool, chill. Joanne's got a hot day. Samantha's got a chill day. Alice has got a spicy day. I've got a kiwi day, a fruity day. It's important to pay attention to your day. It's important to care about paying attention. I know. I know. Sometimes you go through your day and you're like, I don't want to pay attention to anything. I just want this day to go through and end. I know what it's like to live as a zombie. On some level, it's relieving. On some level, it's easy. On some level, it feels okay to be a zombie. But you know what? Zombies, do they live a life of their dreams? Do they live a life where they feel alive? No, I don't think so. So, do you want to be a zombie? Well, if you don't, you got to start paying attention. You got to use your noggin. All right? It says it feels like 40 degrees. 36 feels like 40. That's Celsius, right? Whew, that's hot. That's real hot. It's real hot. All right? That's a day you need an ice cream cone. I had a good day. I have a fun day. I have things to look forward to. That's very important. Today, I'm going to be talking about how it's never too late to change. And I want to talk about that because this is a problem that I face. I get locked in. I have this weird thing where I get locked in. I get fixated. I get tunnel vision. And then it's like I can't consider any other options, any other possibilities. There's these walls that get built up. I got to do this. I got to do it this way. I get locked in, and then it becomes harder for me to see possibilities, harder for me to see solutions. This is a problem that I deal with on a regular basis. On a regular basis, I've got to refresh my mind. I've got to do something to sort of change things up, or else I get stuck. Watchers of Bad Guru Nightly will know that Bad Guru Nightly changes over time. All right? It changes. And one of the reasons I change it over time is because if I don't, then I get locked in. I get locked into a format to the way things are supposed to be. I don't like formats that are stuck for me. I don't like being put in a box. And so Bad Guru Nightly changes all kinds of stuff. It's all kinds of content, all kinds of changes. And I really use the show as a way to exercise my ability to change. All kinds of different segments, all kinds of different things that I want to do. I get locked in. I don't know about you. Do you get locked in? I get locked into to the clothes that I wear, the hairstyles. I get locked into the way I walk, to the way I speak. I get locked in. It's so weird. I get so fixated on a way. I think it's because, I feel like if it worked yesterday and I did it this way, I should keep doing it that way. All right. If I go to a restaurant, when I used to go to restaurants before the world ended, I'd always order the exact same thing. If I had gone to that restaurant before and I liked the meal that I had, I would order the exact same meal every single time. All right. It was a little annoying. I get to a restaurant, with Sam or anybody else, mostly Sam, and we sit down, and Sam's like going through the menu. Ooh, what should I get today? Oh, maybe this, man. And me, I'm just like bored there, sitting down there, waiting for people to choose off their menu. Come on, let's get to it. I already know. I go to a place with my brother, Tom. We walk into a restaurant we've already been before. We know exactly what we want. We sit down. The waiter doesn't have to bring us a water, get us settled, give us a few minutes. No, I'm ready to order. Do you need the menu? Nope, don't need the menu. I know exactly what I want. Keep repeating things and doing things the same and same over and over. Get locked in. But if you get locked in life to your habits and your rituals and the way you think things should be, then it's harder to change. And change, my friends, change is life. Change is important. Change is what you must do. But you don't have to. Maybe you find the rituals, you find your habits, you've lived long enough, you know what you like. You don't gotta change, okay? But there are things. If there are things in your life you want to change, if you want a different experience, you got to look at those habits, those rituals you have, and ask yourself, how can I change these? What can I do to spice things up? Um, I used to wear the same clothes all the time, just the same clothes all the time. I used to do my events and go to my events and wear the exact same clothes all the time, right? Jeans and a black shirt, jeans and a black shirt, just wear the same thing all the time because I just I don't like thinking about it. I don't like thinking about the clothes that I have to wear. All right, for Backroom Nightly, I got to think about the clothes I got to wear. What do I look like? I'd rather wear just the same thing all the time. Locked in. I remember years ago. I don't know. It was like 10 years ago. I'm sitting in my cubicle working, and I decided I'm going to go on my lunch break to go shopping at the mall. I'm not far from it, so I'm just going to go shopping at the mall. Okay, I hate shopping, but I felt like being a little adventurous. So I get to the mall, and I walk into the store, and I had this thing where I thought black people, they can't wear red, black people can't wear green, black people can't wear yellow. I don't know. I don't know why I had these thoughts, these flashy colors. I don't know why I had these thoughts. Okay, like look at the Jamaican flag, you got all these colors. If I look at my flag in Guyana, I got all these colors. Guyanese flag, bunch of colors. But for some reason, I thought black people can't wear these things. Black people don't look good in them. Which is strange, right? It's strange to walk around. Black people can't wear green. Black people can't wear red. What kind of strange thing? So I walk into the store, and then my heart is drawn in a certain direction. So I walk in that direction. Then I see, it's kind of out of the corner of my eye, I see this red fabric, and I'm thinking, no, I'm not going to wear red. I don't look good in red. Black people shouldn't wear red. Again, there's no reason for this. This is completely illogical. We pick up our beliefs sometimes in ways that don't make any sense to us. So I walk over to the red shirt, and I take out the red shirt, and I think to myself, I can't wear this thing. But I'm looking for change. I'm looking for adventure that day. That's why I came to the store. I didn't come to the store because I needed a shirt. I came to the store to try something new. So I take the shirt and I put on this red shirt, and bam! It was amazing. It was glorious. It's beautiful. I love this red shirt. It was great. It became my new favorite shirt. And it surprised me how I was like, what a weird belief that I had that kept me locked in. What a weird belief I had that kept me locked in. Now, did I go ahead and wear that red shirt all the time? Yeah, okay, I wore it out, sure. But at least it represented change. It reminded me to change my mind. It reminded me to refresh my life. It's never too late to change. We're going to be talking about more and more of that as we go forward. But I challenge you to look at the rituals of your life, your pattern of behavior, and ask yourself, what can you add, subtract, or modify in your life in order for your life to be improved? I'm not saying that every change you make is going to make your life better, but practicing change is extremely important. All right. All right. Joanne says, let's see this red shirt. The red shirt has gone the way of the dodo. It was 10 years ago, and I don't got it no more. I'm afraid. I got another red shirt, but I've hesitated to wear it because it's too bold. It's so bright and bold, but I will wear it one day. I will wear it one day. All right. I got an interview coming up here with someone really fun and really special. You're really going to like her. Let me get all my notes ready here. All right. Let's bring her up. Is she ready? I think she's ready. Let's do this.
I was
Let me put my
born.
headphones on. Oh, I'm supposed to put this on. That's on me.
Oh, do I have to put on headphones? You have feedback? Born ready. I think I have to resituate like somewhere my camera. Okay, there we go. Can you hear me at all?
I can hear you. Let me just put the audio in the right place, and we are set. All right. Hello, hello. Test, test, test.
I hear you.
You hear me, but why am I hearing you through that speaker there? Huh? That's a little weird. Let me
I
put
hear
it.
you. I see you.
You hear me and you see me, and
That is right. Apparently not in a red shirt. Apparently I show up and you're supposed to be in a red shirt. It says it in the chat. No red shirt?
Not today.
Letting your watchers down? I tried, Joanne. I'm trying for you.
All right, let me get this audio set. For some reason, it's coming through the wrong speaker. All right, let me move it there. Move it back.
Let me straighten my hair. This gotta love braids, but sometimes they just, they just want to fall on your face. So let me get out of my face.
All right, give me a second here. Why are you connected? All right.
Oh gosh, a hot mess here.
All right.
Using a backwards mirror to try and never works, does it?
Just give me 1 second. AirPods. Hello? Hello? I don't know why I'm having trouble here today.
So,
Oh, there we go. There we go. I hear you. Perfect. Excellent.
okay, I wasn't talking.
No, you were talking before, but it was coming to the wrong speaker.
I would have said something. We would have been like past these technical issues. User issue.
Look, it's one of these things that happen.
Isn't
But
that
I
what they
think
always
we're all
say?
set.
Did you try the reboot? Anyway,
If I reboot, the whole thing falls apart. The whole thing
yes,
falls
if
apart.
you reboot, the whole thing falls apart. I love it.
I love your red hair and you got red lips. I should have worn my red shirt. I would have matched you. Oh my
Red
goodness.
braids. I just decided to put on some lips. These are blue light refractors, so don't think that these are like. It's just I'm looking at screens all the time, and I don't want to have a headache at the end of this time we spent together.
Good. All right, so let me give you a proper introduction here before we start. Oh, by the way, I didn't wear my red shirt, but I did wear my Kiwi shirt. It's
I thought you were going to say you had red panties on.
You know what? Not today. Not today. That's a Friday. That's a Friday thing, you know. But I brought my Kiwi shirt out because I was like, I'm going to be interviewing Nkechi, and she's got a festive, fun thing. I was like, what's the most fun, festive thing I've got?
You gotta get started
like,
because this is a onesie, and like my bladder has like you on clock. So
let's do it. All right.
Ladies know how much it takes to take off a onesie. Takes some time, especially a button-down onesie. Yeah, okay.
My goodness. All right. Forgive me if I mispronounce your name. You'll correct me if I'm wrong.
Don't mispronounce. So this is the lesson. Everyone learns. This is awesome. I love this. This is on live learning. I haven't done this before. So helping somebody online say my name before they read my bio. So Nkechi.
And the Nwafor-Robinson.
Just remove the N. Nwafor-Robinson. I gave you the Robinson to just make at least the end strong.
Okay, good. Nkechi Nwafor-Robinson is an award-winning technology executive with over 20 years of experience. She is currently Associate Vice President for Infrastructure Technology Solutions at TD Bank Group, supporting all infrastructure delivery for customer-facing channels and digital portfolio of applications. But that is not all. She is founder and CEO of Empowered in My Skin, Inc., author, professional bodybuilder, host of Empowered in My Skin podcast, and an inspirational speaker with speeches that have been viewed over 7 million times worldwide. Most recently, she was awarded 2020 WXN Most Powerful Woman in Canada Top 100. Welcoming to the show. Thank you so much for being here on Bagger Nightly. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. I am so blessed to be in this moment. And so, to anyone that's watching, my feet are firmly planted on the ground, and I plan to be exactly where my feet are through this entire time and energy and discussion that I am going to have with Peter. So very excited to be here.
Fantastic. This is not the first time we're talking. I actually did.
You've been on my podcast. I should. Oh, see, I'm so bad on the prep. I should have had your episode number like ready to go. Wow.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Show notes. You have show notes. You'll have show notes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they'll go in the show notes. Excellent. If I can find the episode before the end of this talk, I'll know.
No sweat. Joanna's saying, finally, great to meet you. We got a fan here already.
Great to meet you, Joanne. Hi, nice. I didn't know you wanted to meet me, girl. That could have been easy. Just hit me up on social media. But anyway.
I think people are going to be checking out today. I love everything that you're doing. I love your energy. I love talking with you. And I thought, you know what? Today might be a good day for us to have a little conversation. Now, this show is a motivational comedy show. We're all about inspiration. We're all about motivation. We're also about paying attention to great ideas. And I want people to pay attention to you. My first question for you, just off the bat, is, what would you like people to know about either your life, your personality, your philosophy? Like, if people want to start off the bat, getting a sense of who you are, what would you like people to know about you?
Oh, wow. So I'm work in progress. I have a vision wall right here. And one of the biggest signs I have is about the Mamba mentality. So constant quest to be the best version of oneself. My word for this year was self mastery. So just getting an audacity, just master myself so much so I could just fully have the audacity to be me, all the way through. And so, let me get started on what that looks like. So my name, Nkechi, is from Nigeria, and it translates to God's gift. And so, I truly believe on this, for everything I've been through. Like, I'm a gift. I'm a gift to my husband and my friends and my family and all of those that I encounter along the way, and those that are assigned to me. Like, really and truly, like in this experience, Peter, you have different lineage than I do, as does Joanne and anyone else that is, there listening. And yet we're all here together. And, on this day, why? Like, why does that happen universally? So I truly believe that we're all signed to each other. When you think about that, then it should transform how you show up. It should mean that, oh, there's a reason I'm here. And so are you sitting and opening yourself up to receive whatever that might be, And so, and my gift has really started to demonstrate that I can empower people. I can ignite people, like, to their soul, and they'll meet me and they'll feel better at the end of that conversation. I, create amazing experiences for myself and others. Tonight will be no exception. I have a vision board that says the best way to become a millionaire is to help a billion people. A billionaire is to help a billion people. And, when I put that on, I didn't have a viral video. I didn't have a podcast. I wasn't doing what I'm doing on today. And so I realized that it's really possible to live large and to, just put out whatever you want to the universe. I'm not at the billions yet, but we're in the millions or so, and let's go to a billion. It's possible.
Fantastic. I love that. I love ideas. I love perspectives that take into account a billion, because that's really a sort of global perspective. And I think that if you're doing anything in this world, go after that million, go after the billion. I think it's very important. I love that you describe you're bringing up this idea of thinking of yourself as a gift, because it's not only important. It's not only important in that you're offering yourself to other people, but a gift takes thought, like how you want this gift to be presented, just like you're pointing out. And so whether it's the clothes that you're wearing, whether it's the words that you're speaking, whether it's what you're giving your attention to, that all contributes to the offering that you give to other people. And clearly that's that you've made
Changes
that
how you show
daily
up.
habit.
A lot of people are like, I mean, typically I don't have bad experiences, right? Like, a lot of people are like, how was your weekend? And after they're like, oh, wasn't that great? How was yours? I was like, I was in it. And I'm great, so I had a great weekend. Like, I try it. Like, I always feel like if I went somewhere and I was like, oh, that was such a horrible time. Well, what was my accountability to have made it better? And I believe that, if more of us sort of walk that way, saying that, well, if I'm here and I believe that I'm great, then let me bring my greatness to this experience and let me light it up. Let me be the one that really allows this experience to be great. I think you show up differently. And some people think they can't fight negative energy, but I'll tell you something, like, I had to get to that place where where negative energy just does not even erode you. It doesn't even touch you. It doesn't even, you just don't even feel it. It means that you have to have over indexed on positivity. Like, at some point you'd have to have overdosed on positivity so that this just your aura oozes that, comes out your pores. It's in your language. It's in your movements. It's in your smile. It's in, it's just in your vibe. And when you can get to that, then I just think it's on this overflow that negative you just don't attract it. It's like,
Or if you like, the way I like to think about it is that negative in your experience, if you are trained yourself to be positively oriented, it doesn't look as negative. In fact, to me, negative looks kind of funny. It gives me a reason to laugh, you
Yeah,
know?
it's
So when you ask somebody,
that's so asinine. Why would you think
it's,
that?
it's so weird. Like, oh, how are you doing? Oh, I'm not so great. It's raining today. You're like, the rain is getting you down?
It's
The
great.
rain?
It's
It's
right.
really
Like,
funny.
rain gets you down, man. I want your life. Yes,
Wonderful.
that is
Excellent.
true. That's a very good perspective. I've never looked at it like that. I get that. You're able to like bring a positive perspective to everything. And I think that that's the truth. 100%.
Very good. All right. So tell me about Empowered in My Skin. It's a podcast. It's your company. What's the mission statement, or how do you present Empowered in My Skin?
Yeah, sure. So empowered in my skin, I'll just take it back to the birth of it. So back in 2014, I, had really just come out of, I guess that well, a lot of people have that. I'm assuming because I've met up with a lot of people, at least they're in my tribe, where you have that life crushing moment, that just brings you down, and you're down on the ground, and you make a decision that you want better. Some people don't. Some people stay on the ground. But you're one of those people that just make that decision that, what? I just want to be better. And a girlfriend of mine introduced me to this book called A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. And that book is just unbelievable. And but the essence of the book is she talks about love and fear, how babies are born into love and we learn fear. And so I got that like instantly. I was like, okay, babies are born into love. You know what I mean? Like they're not born, KKK, systemic racism, let's go. They're not born into that. No, they're not. They're born into love, and we learn everything else. And if we and then she's and you could unlearn. I mean, I played piano for 10 years. I have not played. And so I stopped when I was maybe about 20. I'm 48 now. I know I look good. And 28 years ago, if you put a piano in front of me, I could probably do scales and maybe the furlies, but to play the way I used to play, no, because that, I haven't played for so long. So anyway, so I can grasp the concept of if you learn something, you can unlearn it as well. You could become further and further and further removed from it, that it becomes this distant thing. And so I was like, you know what? I want to distance myself from anything in my life that has that has littered inside of me that is contrary to love. And it's not that I'm discarding my stories. No, it's similar to what you said. I am taking my stories and I'm finding the truth of the story, and I'm reframing it and repurposing it. And I'm repurposing it to be able to live through the message that I got from it from a very loving place. And so that meant I gave up, resentment and frustration and, jealousy and envy and unforgiveness. Unforgiveness is everything. Like when you can release yourself, like who are you still holding up for something like that happened on a date that you probably don't even remember? You can't even probably remember the exact time. Why are you still holding them up today? Like, why are you bringing that into my experience with you? Because when you keep carrying it has nowhere to go but with you. So just drop the load, drop it. Get rid of that load, and that's what I did. And then I try constantly to just look at everything from a lens of love. Love is a place where we can truly all connect, and so that led me to a point in my life where I felt very liberated and free, and and it was just me. Like I was just reading all these books. Like that book led to another one and led to another one, and when I read Purpose Driven Life by Pastor Rick Warren, oh my God, that one changed my life. I finally realized, wow, I'm on this earth for a reason, and I got really busy figuring out that reason, and the words empowered came, and it was a girlfriend of mine, another girlfriend, and she just said, I said, I feel more empowered in my skin. She says, wow, that sounds like an event, So, and that's how it started. I ran a workshop I prayed for one person to show up. 38 women came, and I just continued to do it until the organization grew. And now it's just it. I've obviously I've incorporated, and from that, the group leadership programs that we do has grown out of that. A lot of coaching. I'm speaking from that platform, and then I have my podcast, and yeah. So, and our mission really is to empower people. We want to create lead dominoes, right? It's that whole effect: empower people, empower people. And so, 1 billion lead dominoes, right, can really, really create massive impact in this world.
That's fantastic. I love it. I really do think that the world needs more and more people like you, more and more missions like this, because every single time someone like you stands up and does something like this, it influences the whole
Others.
world.
Mhm.
We tend to think we I feel like people don't realize that every action that you take causes a ripple effect in the world, whether you realize it or not. And so
Mhm.
many times people might be inspired or willing to do something if they can clearly see all the way that all the dominoes fall. But the truth is, you just got to accept that when you take that step, when you lean and connect to even just one person, it has this ripple effect that influences the whole world. It really is a world changing idea. How do you feel?
Hold on.
What is your
Have you heard the quote, "Our deepest fear"?
no?
So when you're speaking, our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's not our light, it's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, I ask you, who are you not to be? You were born to make manifest the glory of God or the universe that lives deep inside of you. And it's not just for some of us, it's for everyone. And when you allow your own light to shine, you unconsciously give permission to others to do the same. And when you're liberated from your own fear, just your mere presence automatically liberates others.
That's beautiful. I love that. No, I haven't heard that quote. It's very well said. It, I. How do you feel your message or your company or your podcast has been received by participants? Like how do you feel it's affected them? I mean, sometimes we know, sometimes we don't know. But what's your sense of how it's influenced the people who've experienced it?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've had the experience today of I could it's a real weird question to answer. So I mean,
Yeah.
I can give you um like stories, and so from our events, it's been about the emails that you receive after, as to how that person feels a little bit more liberated and feels that they could face some fears that they had been held up, had been locked up and tied up, and just playing with that in that battleground of our mind, and how they feel a little bit more encouraged, to just
Hmm.
live life a little bit more boldly. I mean, I think about at the beginning of the pandemic, how my actual leadership program evolved was I have. So sorry. So let me just take the story a little bit back. So I'm always about helping people, like empowering them to be able to just continue to navigate life with a little bit more ease. And so there was this event that I had attended back in 2008 with TD, and I was just my usual boisterous self interviewing some our topmost execs on stage, and these Nigerian women came up to me afterwards, and they were just amazed that I could be in my colorful yellow kicks and just doing my vibe on stage with my shaved head and all this kind of stuff, and it seems like so like it's possible. I said 2008, I meant 2018. And anyway, so long and short, we took this selfie, and 2 days later, just something touched me and said, reach out to the girl who sent you the selfie. And I did. And I asked her, if you know the other women in the picture, I just want to open up my network to, because they were new immigrants, right? And I just want to open up my network to help you guys help navigate and get a job or something. And so I started a WhatsApp chat, and we found the other 3 women that were in the picture. And today that group is like 80. And so 80 women, because over time somebody else brought in somebody, and somebody's helping somebody. And it's just this, this growing community that it's not even something I'm trying to grow. It's just organically people are being added. And last year, about a year ago, I was at home and I was like, you know what? Everyone wants me to mentor them, and I just don't have time to mentor people one by one. So I just put out a note in the chat and I said, I could take 18, I'll make a group, and we'll do some career mentoring. Like, I told them what the topics would be, and 18 spots filled out in no time. So I opened up a few more. So there ended up being 22 of them, right? And anyway, we went through 9 weeks where we met every Wednesday, an hour and a half, and we went through some type of corporate topic, like whether it was career development, personal branding, networking. I brought women and men that I know from my platform who are, real great thought leaders to speak to the women. And when it ended, 9 weeks, for me, it was like, and I don't want to say this, but for me, it was, it ended. And we had our last session, there was some tears, and there was tears throughout. Like, so I saw their growth, but some of the women really did the work, and to see them flourishing at the end of 9 weeks and what is possible when somebody says, I'm possible, and that was gift enough for me. But it was like one day, I'm here, and they're like, Ink, we missed the Wednesday sessions. Can we have one more? So I was like, oh, okay, so we'll have one. So we're on this, we're talking and blah, blah, blah. And my doorbell rings. And this is quarantine. Who's coming to my door, right? And so anyway, I told them, hold on a second, somebody's at my door. So I go and answer my door. And it's some of the women from the group. And can I show you what they got me?
Sure.
1 second, yeah.
Wonder what she's going to bring.
So anyway, this whole thing was this ruse to make sure that I was going to be home. And then they surprised me. And I thought they had pizza. But what they did was, and look at these beautiful women. They made,
oh, wow.
They made this beautiful frame with all of them in it.
Oh, wow.
And then they also got me like a plaque. It was the most wonderful thing. And they filmed it. And then they put it on LinkedIn. And then all of a sudden, my DMs were blowing up. People were like, how do I get into your program? I'm like, I don't have a program. I just wanted to mentor because I had time. And then you know what? What do you do when you're an entrepreneur? I created a program overnight, started a registration, sent them the link. And we've been growing as we're going. We're now into our fourth. Now we do them in cohorts, and now we're going through our fourth cohort. And so sometimes some things are birthed from the most amazing experiences. And, and that's really, if there's any, to answer your question, that couldn't have created beautiful. That, couldn't have, the
that's
organic
fantastic.
build. Yeah. Empower people.
Thank you for sharing that. That is that's very good. I love hearing that. I know it's a weird question to ask, but often, and I don't think that people who don't do this work kind of get it. Often you're presenting something and you have a sense of the scope of what you're offering, but how it then influences people can be very surprising to you. It's like, oh, I gave a talk about this, and now you're telling me 3 years later how it changed your life. And you're like, well, you're like, yeah, I'm out there to change lives, but it's hard to sort of fathom just how much. I mean, you could be like, it could just be the yellow shoes you're wearing and the fact that you're willing to wear that. And people are like, oh, you reminded me to be brave. And you're like, wow, it's important to acknowledge the impact we have on people, which is why I choose to ask this question. So thank you for that answer. It's very beautiful.
It's a humbling, and I don't even know if you're supposed to tell yourself you're humbling, but even like what you're doing tonight, like I commend you. I lift you up. I praise you. You're going into my gratitude tonight. And it makes me emotional. Like when I see people that are doing the work on the right side, on the right side of, let's just say on the right side of history and legacy, which is, making this world a better place, leaving your mark. You have left your mark in every single episode that is on your YouTube channel, every single one, right? And if you keep those digital assets there, you live on. and it's inspirational. I was watching your financial one, and you had this guy on that was talking about how trading and stocks, and I'm just getting myself into direct investing, and like it's uplifting to hear, and it excites you, tells you that you're doing the right things, or it's telling you where you can pick up in life. So I commend you, and I'm here because I love what you're doing, and if I can support it in any way, I will.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Well, you're supporting it right here with your voice and your presence here. I very much appreciate it. So let's talk about this entrepreneurial spirit and as you move forward, like I was dealing with some technical difficulties at the beginning of this. As you are putting into motion your projects and your ideas, do you deal with technologies? Do you find yourself dealing with technologies, and how do you feel about dealing with the obstacles or just the challenge of dealing with technology?
So you're talking to a tech baby, right? Like my dad was an engineer. My parents are African, right? I'm Nigerian, sorry. And from the time, I was going to school, my parents would say, we won't tell you what to do, but you must be either a lawyer or a doctor. So my brother and I decided to rebel. And he did physics and math in university, and I did math, computer science. And so, I've had puzzles since I was a young kid. I've always enjoyed, there's a little bit of geek in me. So that's an unfair question because I like tech. And so when I started but to your point, but when to be able to do things expediently, you get yourself great equipment. Like I'm going to buy a laptop that's going to serve my needs. And I have, if you could see my office, I have the sit stand desk, and I have my monitors up on arms here. And I have, my podcast equipment. And if you can see over here, I have an audio soundboard. But it's not like I start day one with all of that. When I started my podcast, it was on my iPhone. And I was using my headphones, and because I want to, just sort of grow and go, and then I just continuously I love, the best thing about tech, to anyone that's here, is don't like, I truly believe we're energy beings. Tech can know when you're talking down to it, and it'll mess you up, just receive whatever is happening and the buffering will stop, and so, but tech's important, and, the applications that you use could, my whole thing is about use tech in a way that makes your life more simple. Mm-hmm. And so don't get too much tech, but, what apps can help you simplify your life, make sure that you have good working equipment. But I always say, and not too much. You want just enough tech without it being overpowering. Yeah.
I love that you brought up this idea of attitude, because I do believe the attitude you have does influence the technology. That's one way of looking at it, but also your troubleshooting, like how you're going to be able to deal with that. My mom calls me and she'd be like, "Hey, Peter, I'm trying to do something on the iPad, but it's not working." I say, "Hey, Mom, okay, tell me what's happening." "I'm trying to go to the website, but it's not working." I go, "Okay, but hang on, but tell me what's happening." "It's just not working." I go, "Hang on, Mom, just put that aside for a second. I'm just letting you know we are going to solve this, all right? I need you to calm down, and we're going to solve this. We're going to be able to figure it out. Just start with the assumption that we're going to solve this." 60 seconds later, the problem is solved, because you just got to get through that initial barrier. It's not working type of argument.
My mom is 80. She'd hate me for putting her on blast like this, but I think she's like 82. She was born in 38. Yeah. So she just got an iPhone 11. I'm like, and she's calling me all the time. Why is the picture not coming true on why do I have to download it? And how does this button? How did you do that emoji? And I'm like, Lord Jesus, and we don't live in the same city. So you're trying to do this over, and she wasn't using, and now when she uses FaceTime, I'm like, Mom, can you put the phone in front of your face? So put it like here. I'm like, Mom, move it up. And then it's like, just move it up, right?
I love it.
Anyway.
Well, I like to hear your perspective on technology, because I don't think I mean, you can, but I think it's easier to move through this world and accomplish your dreams or your ambitions if you use technology, even if it's
Oh my
somewhat.
God. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, technology is connecting all of us, right? Like, look at this experience, not possible without tech, and, tech has really helped us through quarantine. Imagine. Whew.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, so talking about quarantine and the pandemic, how has you been? How's your experience during this pandemic, whether it comes to your work or your personal life? Some people I talk to, they're like, "Oh, life hasn't changed that much." Other people, it's like the apocalypse, everything is over. How has it affected you?
That's a loaded question. And I'll tell you why in a second. Because I was gonna tell you, I was gonna tell you in our B-roll, like, when we were talking earlier, but I said no. You know what? I think it'd be more real if I just shock you on. So, I mean, I am totally functional speed kind of person, right? So I remember my husband and I was March 17th, and we got word. We're in Toronto, for those that are watching this. We got word in Toronto, Ontario, that Good Life, which is our big major fitness franchise, and both my husband and I are fitness, but we train every day, and so we met in the gym too. And March 18th, gyms closed. We literally just took our bags, because we get up at 4, took our bags, out there, and went downstairs to our basement and used the equipment that we have. I compete professionally as a bodybuilder. So I invested in a almost commercial like treadmill. So we had that, plus I have a few light dumbbells, but nothing significant. And then
Mhm.
over the course of time, to the point now, we have a squat rack down there. So we built the gym over time, because we weren't
Mhm.
going back to gym and we didn't know for how long. And now we can get full on workouts, and so, so with quarantine, I just applied that same kind of mentality to everything. I was like, just don't stop the routine that I had before. There was a spiritual practice that I have every morning that sets me up to have an amazing day. And I just continued. I was just doing it in a different place, so I really tried to maintain my routine as much as possible. And I really tried. I'm very fortunate. This is its own office. So, not everybody has that opportunity. And that's one of the things, we all say we're going through this together. No, some people are going through this in a yacht, and some people
That's
are going
right.
through this in a rowboat, right? On a raft. And so, no, we're not necessarily all going through this together, but
Mhm.
we are all in the same circumstance. Like, there is, COVID is real. And so I've applied the same thing. I applied it to my podcast. I went from 1 episode a week to 2 episodes a week, because people weren't anywhere and people wanted to be interviewed suddenly, and again, so I did things that continued to maintain my thrive. And I believe that I got to a point where I just thought I was Superwoman, and I just kept going and going and going. And fast forward to March of this year, I was feeling off. And I don't know if anyone's like that, but some of the things I've been doing for the last year is I use aromatherapy, because I know COVID symptoms, you lose smell. So
Mhm.
you lose smell, you lose taste. So I always just want to make sure I'm always wearing like a perfume. Just okay, I can still still smell my perfume, you know. And but I was just feeling off, and I didn't think I had COVID or anything like that. Anyway, long and short, that feeling off, I just ignored it. I was like, she's gonna go away, And then it got a little bit worse, to the point where some days it was like, oh, I'm not feeling like working out, like that kind
Mm.
of bad. And then the pain. And then all of a sudden this pain started, and it had me laid up on the couch, and my husband would be like, are you okay? And I said, I'm just going to sleep this off. 3 days of trying to do that. Woke up this one Monday morning, and my husband was just, he's like, like, his mother-in-law said, you got to take her to the hospital. So I go to the
Mm.
hospital, and I find out that I have this infection over time, and I was severely dehydrated, and they had to give me antibiotics by IV, and I was in
Wow.
Emerge, and Emerge has really a lot of sick people in there, and I was just exhausted. My immune system was probably really low, and I'm just sitting anywhere. Now, obviously, if I have to go and we're allowed to say urine on your. Can I say urine?
Yeah, you could say anything. Yeah.
I have to go and do a urine sample, just want to make sure it's PG. If I wouldn't even like, I wash my hands, but I didn't think about touching the door and all this, that, and the other. Long and short, all of that to say that the antibiotics started to help me lift up after that, and I started to work out again. And then all of a sudden, boom, just got totally lethargic.
Mm.
To the Easter Sunday, I'm like, my mom-in-law said, take your temperature. Took my temperature, it was 39.7. My husband
Wow.
takes me back to Emerge. And I get tested. Got COVID.
Oh no.
Yeah, and public health test traced it back to my time in emergency because I was homesick, and so now I have COVID, but I have COVID pneumonia. So they referred me to an acute respiratory clinic.
Oh no.
Yeah, who knows? All right, the ambulance came 3 times to my house before they finally took me away. I had to go to the hospital. I was put on oxygen. And then I had to go through dexamethasone treatment. And so I was admitted. And then I had to go through remdesivir. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, that could have gone either way. Like literally, and so this is not that long ago, right? And so I was released on April 14th or something like that from 12th from the hospital, and cleared on April 14th. And so I lost so much weight, and I atrophied my muscles. And, now I don't even, as much as we have a great gym downstairs, I don't have all of the equipment that a bodybuilder needs to build their mass, so, but my mentality is, it's not trying to get back to what I had. No, it's getting forward. So, I've just changed. My mindset is locked into, I'm going to even be more physically fit than I was pre-COVID. And I'm going to build a new body, and I'm going to have better lung capacity. I'm slowly getting there. And, I feel new. I feel absolutely new. I feel like God is like, yo, you were sleeping. I had to do that because I needed you to rest. You were working yourself too much, but you ain't done. You ain't done. Just get better and get going, So, so to your point, I share that because, I know that a lot of people, that's my COVID experience, and
Wow.
I live to tell a tale.
And I'm glad you're living to tell the tale. I'm so glad that you're doing better and that you're here. You look solid. I know that you're going to use this opportunity to renew and to push past further. I actually find I had an experience as well that put me in the state of wanting to use this pandemic or using this pandemic to inspire me to be even better than I was before. Not wanting to be the same, not wanting to stay in stasis, and not allowing myself to fall back, but moving forward. So I love that you have this perspective. I'm not surprised you have this perspective.
Bitter. Come out better. My gal was my girlfriend's then. She even got a T-shirt that said, "Come out better, not bitter."
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's possible.
Wow. Great. And so, okay, so you're motivated. You're eager to do more. What helps you to be motivated? Were you born this way? Is it your parents to blame? What is it that's got you? Because even before I think you got into personal empowerment, I mean, I don't know the whole journey, but you seem to be gravitating towards things that serve this purpose. So what keeps you motivated? What gets you going? What makes it so you're going to be a bodybuilder? What makes it so you're going to be doing all this stuff and mentoring all these women? What the heck is wrong with you?
So I have great parents, they, I really do. I give them mad props. Their story is unreal. I would say that, my parents, Nigerians are pretty much anyone that, knows the Nigerians are very industrious and hardworking, very smart, people. And so I've adopted a lot of that. I've acquired a lot of that, very high achievers. And, but here's the thing. I don't like that word motivated. So
that's why I put inspired inside of the question.
I'm not a motivational speaker. I gave up on that because how many times they would be like, "Oh, can you come motivate the team?" And I motivate them on Monday, and by Thursday they're all washed out again, and they're like, "Can you come back again and motivate?" I'm tired of this motivation game. No, I'm about inspiration. And so, to answer your point, I pour a lot of in spirit. I pour a lot. I am truly God's gift. I'm God's child. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I speak it. I don't have to say the thou shouts, but I speak language of love, all the
Mhm.
time. And it comes from within. And it's because I've gone to a place where, I've freed my spirit. I don't have malice for anyone. Malice will hold you back. Pain not reframed to purpose will keep you down. And and so it's not that I don't have painful moments, but it's like, or painful experiences, yes, but I truly believe that they're here. Sorry, I may get a little bit Oprah-ish, but to teach you something, to use it. We are all here today because whatever had to go through, we've gotten through. And so I realize that anything that comes my way, if I allow myself to just get into the awareness of it, the acceptance that it's here, and just continue to flow. There's a great thought leader, Gabby Bernstein, that says, there's always a stream of well-being that flows. There's only a stream of well-being that flows. You can resist it or allow it, but it flows just the same. And I believe that's the same with God. Like, she uses universe, it's God, like ever present higher power that's just there. And when you can lock into that belief that it's guiding you, then just flow, and that's where you get your inspiration from. It's from the flow. It's I don't know how else to say it. And it's from the flow.
That's well said. That's very well said. I'd be remiss if I didn't read some of the comments here. We have a Facebook user who said, this was reference to your story before. Wow, great story. So encouraging to hear. I
Well,
love
thank
that.
you.
Joanne here saying, oh my God, glad you're better. Okay,
Thank
this is
you.
a comment.
Thank you,
She's
Joanne.
happy about that. I totally agree with you that I truly believe that we're born in love, that we're born with all the motivation or anything that we need, and it's the habits that we learn through life to resist that keep us back. So having a good start is very good. Having parents who recognize this, understand it on some level, gives you a head start, or it doesn't
Mhm.
pull you back. But
Mhm.
even if you didn't learn that as a child, this idea that it's like the ping pong ball in water, right? You can hold it down, but if you just move your hand, it will naturally float back
Float
up.
up, yeah. Mhm.
And like you, I got tired with this motivational speaking talk because I felt like people had it backwards. It's like, no, your natural state would be motivated. I'm
Right.
just here to get you to stop doing that nonsense that's preventing you from seeing what would inspire you. And you
Mhm.
using inspiring is being pulled from within as opposed to
Yeah.
motivation, which is
Yeah.
being pushed from
Mhm.
without. So
I love that. Oh, that's great. Ooh,
that's very
that's
good.
a mic
Wow, I'm
drop.
just
Yeah.
feeding off of you, Mike Job. My goodness.
Yeah, but it's and when you think about it, like boats don't sink because of the boat around them. Boats sink because of the water in them, you know? And
Wonderful.
if you take if you take that to human analogy, we don't sink because we can. I mean, our environments around us can really can impact us, but they only impact you because of the enemy that lives within.
Mhm.
And there's an African proverb says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can't harm you. Somebody coming to tell me that I'm this and I'm that. If I know who I am, I'd be like, you're sadly mistaken. And I keep going. I talk about the ego mindset a lot. I actually have a workshop called the Ego Mindset Workshop, and I'm actually delivering a workshop with the whole Women's Executive Network, the one that we won Canada's Most Powerful on Monday. And that, the ego mindset, like if you think about eagles fly at like 10,000 feet in the air, when probably I don't think there's any bird that flies higher than them. And chickens flap ground. Chickens don't fly. Eagles know chicken talk. You think they're going to swoop down to go and play with the chickens? Eagles don't do that. So when you can start to think that that's where I want to be soaring in life, then you start to like leave the chickens just to you know what I mean? You hear that the chicken language, and you're like, okay, move on, right? Because anyway, it wouldn't even make any sense, right? So,
Yeah.
that's my philosophy.
Good. I like it. There's unwillingness to be sort of stuck or mired down. I really like that. And eagles have vision. That's what puts them up there. And having a proper vision and a reason to see, a vantage point to see from is very important to have. You've given me so much in this interview. I don't want to keep you too much longer. My goodness. Okay, I know I could talk to you all day. I did want to talk to you, ask you a question. Look, I'm black, you're black. There's a whole thing happening in this
Really?
black this, in this black moment, and I just want to get your perspective, your opinion on the conversation that's happening now, whether it's just generally speaking when it comes to the black community and the issues that you've seen or that you've heard of. I remember watching a kind of live stream that you did with a few other people talking about it, black and white together, and I thought it was very open-minded and it was very empowering. What's your perspective over the the issues with black community? I have a specific question I want to ask you, but I'll leave it open-ended just to give you
Just to
a
start?
jumping off point.
And perspective, like from what? Like I personally, I think that we have the potential of being a powerful community. Like that's the only, like people. And if you think about it, like, and again, I'm not, I'm not a specialist on racism and all this anyhow. I just speak from personal experience and
Mm-hmm.
thought, but people wouldn't keep us down for so long if they didn't fear our power or potential of power, And when I think about that, it's like, when do we lock into that? I always, say that, Asians, for example, like I admire them. I admire how, they're about community, like common unity. There's something about, I will support you. We'll all support this one person so that they can flourish. And then from their flourishing, somebody else will flourish. And then somebody else will flourish. And everyone is patient. At least that's how it looks from my experience, my vantage point. And I see the power in that. And I'm like, how do we lock into that? How do we, we're one of the biggest, what do they call it? Why am I losing my word here?
Oh. What perfect timing, right? She's losing her word, and then we lost her there. She'll be right back. Okay, let me bring her back in here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure what happened.
I don't know. We just continued. The devil's trying.
Oh my goodness, they're afraid.
I ain't gonna win. Not today. Not today. But anyway, I don't know. But we contribute to the economy pretty effectively. There's a word that it's not coming to me at all. Like it's not even on the tip of my tongue. But we contribute to the economy. So you think about the power of our money.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not investing in ourselves. We're not pouring into our businesses. We're not, it's sad to me. And I think that, I even try, like I try to, and I can do better. I can definitely do better. But I was saying quarantine, it's been so much easier because people, there's like sites you can go to for Black businesses. And so I've started to pick up on like buying lipstick from like Black retailers and just trying to support my my Black community any way I can, and I think if more of us did it, there we could start to, it's all for me, it's if I have to invest time and energy in an area, it's all around economic, right? Like our economics and how we could be more economically sound and strong. I think that's a big element of, opportunity for us, for sure. 100%.
I'm right there with you. Okay, so I only had one more question before we moved on to the happy for change questions, but I can't resist. I have this idea that I really want to get your opinion on, and I'm not looking for you to agree with the idea. You could critique it, whatever. So I have an idea. It's called Black Money Matters.
Okay.
And the whole idea is about, so my mission with Happy for Change is to reveal how powerful we are. That we can actually use social media, use the power of technology in order to do way more than watch cat videos and tear each other down. Like the power of the internet is way more than what we're using for. It's a way to mobilize people and to focus people's attention in a laser-like fashion. Now, Happy for Change was about using that technology in order to shine the light of our attention on great ideas, to empower great ideas so that they can flourish and make our lives better. Then the whole Black Lives Matter thing happened in 2020, and I decided to tailor the idea for the Black community, right? Because everybody's saying all lives matter. I agree, all lives matter, but Black Lives Matter was very, very specific. So I decided to offer something with that. So here's the idea. And this idea is not meant to fix anything. It's not meant to fix police brutality. It's not meant to fix anything. It's meant to remind us of our power. It's something sensational to remind us of our power. And I use what I call the making millionaire principle. So get this, okay? Every single moment of every single day, we are engaged in an economy that uses our attention and our energy and our money to create millionaires and billionaires. Yes, all right? 100%. People forget that, but that's what we're doing. So I say, let's do it on purpose. Let's do it on purpose. Let's decide who we want to make a millionaire. All right. If you get, let's say, 1 million people, you could be 200,000, but let's say 1 million people give $1 to an individual, you make them a millionaire. All right. Now, people spend their time on playing Candy Crush on their phone or whatever. They're spending dollars in all these ways to get type of personal satisfaction. Hey, why don't you put $1, $5 towards this mission? Let's make a Black millionaire. Right? Let's just pick people, make them a Black millionaire, okay? We can pick them because they're entrepreneurs. We can pick them because they're single mothers. We can pick them for whatever reason we want, but it's just to remind us that we can empower individuals. Yes. Especially if you're empowering Black entrepreneurs who have great ideas, who influence their community, who create jobs around them, then what you're creating is powerful Black people, and opportunity for them to do more, right? The next Mark Zuckerberg could be a Black Mark Zuckerberg. The next Amazon could be a Black creator. Like, these ideas are out there. Let's spend our money to do that. So we just use social media. You get 200,000 to 1 million people together online, right? We don't have to go door to door. We don't have to congregate outside, just online. We choose a person. That's the hard part. Who do we make a millionaire? And then we make them a millionaire. Black money matters. What do you think about that idea?
So I think it's very similar and aligned to what I was talking earlier about, what I admire in the Asian culture. Yeah, I mean, I think something very similar to that is what we need. Like, I think it's just building our economic strength, and how we do that has to be about us investing in ourselves. And so, I mean, you'd have to obviously grow on the idea a bit, because I get one millionaire, and then what happens when he becomes a millionaire? Who you pick another person, and then you just continue to do it. So there's some ideation that needs to continue, but it's that concept. I think it's great. And I think continue to build on it. And before you know it, you have something. But you have the right, you're focused on the right thing, which is we have to improve our economic power. Excellent. And how do we do it? And it has to be intentional. I truly believe that. It has to be intentional. It has to be intentional. And we can't stop until we see it flourishing. We just can't stop. It'll take time.
Beautiful.
Because it's taken a lot of time to put us to where we are. Yeah.
I think if anybody's talking about solving problems, if you're not talking about economics, then you don't really understand. I am not surprised at all that you brought that up. You totally got your finger on the pulse. Last question I want to ask you relative to this is, and I've been dying to ask you this question, you specifically. When it comes to, we care about personal empowerment. And then sometimes I hear that the conversation, when we use personal empowerment, when it comes to Black people, they go, no, it's the system that we have to focus on. And some people can get upset at this idea that you are putting the onus on them in any way for personal responsibility. When it comes to that Black conversation and personal empowerment, do you think it's in conflict with people who might consider the system to be the biggest problem?
Okay, so I think this is a great, and I think I've been on a panel where we had this similar kind of conversation. I always say, and this is why I pick my battles. You can't care about, you can be concerned, but you can't care about everything, right? You really have to focus your energies on something that a cause that you're going to, essentially whatever, die for, or, be really invested in. You can't do everything. And so I am not going to go and try and fix the systems. That's not where I feel is a good use of my time. But I do believe, and I will use my voice, and I will give my support but there are people that are really skilled to go into, the institutions and fight that good fight. That's absolutely needed. Beyond that, though, there's a lot of power when we fix ourselves. Truly. I believe, because when you can fix yourself and the lens for which you look at life, everything changes. So that one is also equally important, and it's incumbent on all of us to do that. Even those that are fixing the systems need to do the personal empowerment work. Everyone needs to do it. White, black, brown, yellow, for this world to be better. There's this, if you could watch it, don't drop the mic. Pastor TD Jakes says, what is it about the animal kingdom that they he's so funny. I love, but he's giving the analogy, because when you hear it at that level of simplicity, it's like, yeah, what? So he says, brown Great Danes don't fight with black Great Danes, and yellow goldfish are not sequestering themselves away from blue goldfish, So what is it that the animal kingdom has understood about the species that the human species can't figure it out? He says, you, man to man, we both bleed blood, same color. My kidney can live in your body as a white man and black man and white man. You can share my kidney. You wouldn't kill. You would continue to live. So what is it about the skin? He says it's asinine to me, and it is that after all this time that that is still the crux of just people. So people need to change this sight from the inside. From the inside. How you look at me is a reflection of how you think about yourself. So fix your inside.
Wow, that's very well said. I like that. Thank you for that.
In complete darkness, we're all the same. You can't see my color in complete darkness. You could touch me and you wouldn't know.
I never even thought about that, that you can have my kidney, and wow, that is extremely powerful. Wow, you made me real.
You know what I mean? I could take same blood type, white, black. I could take a white person's blood.
Wow.
I probably do. You know what I mean?
That's good.
You need a heart. If you need a heart transplant, and you're lying there and you're a white man or white woman, and someone tells you this came from a black body, you say, let me die? Come on now.
Black organs matter.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Yeah, I want to see the racist refuse the kidney.
Where that came from, and if you knew it came from a black person, would you deny it? Come on now.
Oh my God, that's real good. That's real good.
Come on, son. Come on. Anyway.
Beautiful, wonderful. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, great. All right, before we move on to the happy questions that we're going to just run through, because you already answered some of them, how can people interact with you and what you do? Where would you like to send them?
Yeah, for sure. So Empowered in My Skin. I'm a lot on LinkedIn just because, I am corporate and tech, and Instagram, Empowered in My Skin, Facebook, Empowered in My Skin. And then personally, you could just Google Nkechi, my name, which you'll have, and you'll see a lot of, my videos, my YouTube channel. You'll find me personally on LinkedIn and personally on Instagram and Facebook.
Fantastic. Wonderful.
Check out my podcast.
All right.
Check out
Please do.
Podcast.
And my episode will be linked down below. So
yes,
definitely
and
go ahead and listen to
subscribe. Don't just check it out. Subscribe. We need subscribers. Yes. Yes. White subscribers matter. Black subscribers matter. Yellow subscribers matter. All subscribers matter.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my God, that is so funny. All right, so here are a series of questions that I ask every interviewee. These are just questions that, if I could ask anybody anything, these are the questions I would ask. Part of them you've already answered, so we don't have to dive into them. But if you could add, remove, or change anything about the world to improve the world, what would that be? So
Oh,
to add something to the world, to remove something from the world, or to change something from the world,
yeah,
what
that's
would you
easy.
change?
My word is love. Just more love.
More love. Perfect. I love that. Speaking about love, name a person, place, and thing that you love. Doesn't have to be the thing you love the most. Okay, I don't no competition for everybody in her world. It's just whatever comes to mind. Okay, person,
No, it's
place, or
okay.
thing that you
I'm gonna
love.
actually say my husband is Easton Robinson, and we celebrated 19 years of marriage on May
Oh,
the 4th. May the 4th be with us.
oh wow!
And
Congratulations.
thank you, quarantine, because pre quarantine, 4 o'clock, he'd drive that way, I drive to that gym, and since March 18th, we've gone up together, gone down to the basement together, except for obviously the days we don't work out, and to just share more energy with him, has just grown, and he's a business owner, and he's stayed open, and he's
Mm.
managed the waves, and just really proud. And I get to be with that human, I get to be inspired by that person every day, and I feel blessed. Yeah.
Oh, that is so sweet. Oh my goodness! And a place that you love.
Oh gosh, I know. I should say Nigeria, but I haven't been to Nigeria in so long. I love Jamaica.
Wonderful, great, and a thing,
A thing that I love.
a thing that you love. Yeah.
I'm not big on thin. I mean, God, like, okay. I I'm just trying to think a thin that I love.
Maybe your exercise equipment. I don't know. Tech gear,
Like a
clothes.
physical thin.
Yeah, a thing. A
It has to
thing.
be a
Yeah.
physical thin.
Well, whatever comes to mind, I guess. A s-
Oh, uh,
You're not a material person.
I mean, yeah, I could buy the nice thins and stuff, but a thin that I love, I don't know. I don't think
Interesting.
there's anything that I love
That's
like
great.
extraordinary. Like nothing's I know thin I love. I actually love my car, and my car because I manifested it. So when I saw my car, it was in a magazine, but it was a prototype. It was Volkswagen. It was, they're probably like the video I watched was probably it was on the Autobahn. It wasn't even in manufacturing yet. And it was this yellow color, like curcuma yellow. Anyway, the long and short of it is 2 years later, after I saw it in the magazine, I saw it at the auto show. 2 years after that, it's on my driveway. Like they literally only
Wow.
made a certain number. My color, the curcuma yellow, I have it. There's only 2 that's shipped to Canada. I have 1. And one day I was on the road at a light behind the second one. What's the chance? And then the crazy thing about all of this is just a few months after I got it, they discontinued that color to Canada. I'm telling you, I manifested that. So yeah,
special,
I love
special.
my car. I love my car. It's cool. It's an Arteon. It's this curcuma yellow with tan interior. And sometimes I come up to the car and people are like peeking in because it looks like a Maserati, and they're like people. So I found people taking picture beside my car. I'm like, that's okay. Go on, pose. You can take pictures.
Oh, that's
Anyway,
fantastic.
yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Great. All right.
I had to
My
pick
channels.
something. I didn't know what else to say.
You
Yeah.
nailed it with that one. This show is about reminding you to pay attention. What do you like to pay attention to?
Woo, how I'm thinking. What I think about what I'm thinking about. Because
Introspection.
thoughts become thins, and if thoughts can become thins, then I'm thinking about being a billionaire.
Very good. I love that. Excellent. Good. If you could speak to everyone in the world, well, you probably do something like this anyway, but if you could speak to everyone in the world at once, just once, what would you tell them?
Oh, I wish my mentee was here to listen. I was literally on a call. I'm mentoring this amazing 14-year-old brain. She's doing things at 14 that people that are 50, 60 haven't done in their lifetime. She
Wow.
is a TKS, so the Knowledge Society. I mean, she's trying to come up with an app that can help not determine, but yeah, determine, but that's not the word. Predict mental suicide, like based on how people are
Wow.
interacting on social media and stuff like that. Anyway, just to bring, so we, I was having a conversation with her yesterday. I asked her the same question, and I said, let me start with the answer. So it's like I practice, and I only got your question today. I have a mic. In fact, I do have a mic. You matter. Who you are matters. What you do matters. Who you do it with matters. But most importantly, you matter.
What an important
So
message.
walk like you matter, and talk like you matter, and think like you matter, because you matter. That's sometimes all people
Yeah,
need to hear.
that's right. Oh my goodness. Desperately, I'm trying to get that message out. Desperately. Oh, very, very good. All right. What is this is a big question, but we'll look for a small answer here. What is your purpose?
Oh my gosh, it's just empower people to think, to help people think in ways that are empowering. And so I'm constantly listening, to how people are talking and how they respond to questions, and, gently asking if I can give them a different perspective, a more empowering perspective. Yeah.
Excellent. Beautiful. All right. Two more questions here. This one's a little frivolous, but I have to know this about people. Which would you rather know for a fact, right? If you could have perfect knowledge about something, which would you rather know for a fact? About the afterlife, aliens,
Hmm.
or ancient history, lost ancient
Oh,
history?
afterlife.
Ah, good. Excellent.
Oh yeah. I mean, I see it like especially now post court. I vision myself at the gates, right? And they're like, they ask you that. There's a lot of times you see that they ask you, do you feel you did all you were supposed to do? I'd be like, damn straight, open them doors. Let me into my glory. And then they open the doors, and then I see all of my friends that that were already up there, my angels that used to walk down the door and knock on God's door to say, yo, you gotta take care. Like, just a big party. And they're like, you did it, girl. Like, I feel like that. I want to know if it's like that.
Oh, beautiful. I'm right there with you. That's fantastic. And lastly, if you could have any superpower, what superpower would it be?
Whew. Superpower. Wow, it's so funny because you know what? I'm not going to, this one may be so different than what people would expect. So I have these power cards. Okay. This is the one that was picked recent, like in the last 24 hours. Well, maybe a little bit more than that, 36 hours. Because brilliance could be intelligence, like just supreme intelligence, where you can think in ways that the average person just can't think. You can ideate and come up with the most innovative and creative things that, just change the world or get us to the moon, or brilliant. But brilliance could also be you enter into spaces where there's darkness and you bring the light. You bring that brilliant light that helps people renew their hope and their love and their feeling of belonging and worthiness, and brilliance is what this world needs. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, to me, it's like it's diamonds, it sparkles. So my superpower, if I wanted one, would be that brilliance.
What a fantastic answer. I love that. Nkechi,
Different.
you brought brilliance here. You brought light. You brought intelligence. I was so looking forward to this conversation here today, and I so appreciate you. Thank you so much for being a part of the Bad Girl Nightly
Thank
here
you.
tonight.
Thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. My goodness, this is so much fun. Excellent. Well, take care for now. God
Bye.
bless.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Take care.
Bye. Take care.
What a fantastic time! Joanne said that she thank you so much. You're an amazing person, and I totally love your hair. Oh, I wish I read that while she was there, but I'm sure she's going to hear about this. She heard about it. Yeah, she had beautiful hair, beautiful everything. What a powerful woman, fantastic woman. Definitely go and check her out. Empowered in My Skin is a podcast. All the links will be down below once this episode goes live. But thank you so much for everybody who is watching so far. I really appreciate it. I hope you had as much fun as I did. My goodness, that conversation really went long, but my goodness, you know me. You know me. I knew she would have the same energy. She'd be the same talker like I am. So it was a lot of fun. Thank you for everybody who watched and participated. I'm going to become Bad Guru. I'm going to keep it very short. Okay, it's going to be very short minutes. It's going to be Bad Guru will rant a little bit about it's never too late to change, dummies. Never too late to change. God, that was a lot of fun. All right. Thank you so much for if you're not staying here, you can head out. Don't worry about it. Head over to youtube.com/happy for a change and become a subscriber there and hit that little bell so that you know when we go live or upload more content. We're going live all the time, uploading content all the time. Lots of good stuff for you to learn, to be empowered, and to get a better view of your life. So I really appreciate that you're here. All right, let me become Bad Guru. I gotta go change my clothes. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh. Testing one, two, three. Hello, hello. Are we here? I'm not on the right camera, am I? There's the right camera. Lights, camera, action, testing. Can you hear me? Can everybody out there hear me? I think you can. How you doing? My goodness, I had a really fun time talking with Nkechi. She's a powerful woman, excellent energy, really a lot of fun. My goodness, I'm full of all this energy. It's really great, you know. I don't feel like my age today. All right, I don't feel like my age. I'm 37. I turned 37 March 22nd. I turned 37 March 22nd. I'm becoming an old man. All right. Let me give you some advice, everybody out there, all you young folks out there. You know, I want to let you know, not some advice, but I want to give you some perspective. What it's like to get older. All right, what it's like to get older on this planet. Okay, you wake up in the morning. You go to the bathroom, you look at your face in the mirror, and you think to yourself, you go, huh, hmm, I got a. Why am I forgetting my joke? I'm totally forgetting my joke. You know, that's what getting older is, okay? You get older, you start forgetting things, you don't remember things as clearly, but it's okay. I look at my face in the mirror, and I look at my face and go, not bad, not bad, not bad, but I really should be getting more sleep, all right? Then a little while goes by, you look yourself in the mirror and you go, not bad, not bad, not bad, but I really should be getting more sleep, you know? And then one day you wake up in the morning, you go to the mirror and you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, not bad, but I really should be getting some sleep. But you slept 12 hours. You're fully rested. That's just what your face looks like now. All wrinkles and all. I'm getting older, getting more wrinkles, looking more tired. I should really sleep more. But that's what it creeps up on you getting older, right? It creeps up on you, right? And one day you're young, and the next day you're like, hey, what happened? Where did the time go? And even someone like me who pays attention to their life, who pays attention to everything that's going on, and I still wake up and go, oh, where did that age come from? There's nothing wrong with getting older, but there is something a little wrong with being stuck in your ways. I'll tell you that. There is something a little wrong with being stuck in your ways. I like to change things up. I do that with the show, I do that with my life. I like to change things up, keep myself fresh, keep myself young, right? On the inside. Be ye like little children. That's what I learned in the Bible. Be ye like little children. And that doesn't mean to be like all snot nose asking your mom for everything. It means to have curiosity, right? To have exuberance, to have enthusiasm for life, to be interested in what's going on. That's what it's like to be like a child, to be ye like little children. Have that youthful spirit, that youthful energy. And you get that by changing things around. You know, you're never too old to change. I want to let you know that, okay? Don't be a dummy. Don't be an idiot. Oh, I'm too old to change. Okay, I'm set in my ways. Oh, at this age, am I really going to change things up? Yes, you can change things up. You ain't dead yet. You ain't dead yet. We're living in a world where if you want to change, the ability for you to change is it's near instantaneous, right? You have access to information, you have access to resources, you have access to people. You know, I look at the older generation, okay, the generation that came before me, and what did they have? Did they have self awareness? Were they taught uh, to follow their ambitions and to care about all the details of their life? No, they just followed what everybody else did. Okay, I feel compassion and empathy for the people who grew up in the generation above me and the generation before that. Okay, you lived in this world where it wasn't this rugged individuality. You lived in a world where you're pretty much stupid, okay? You didn't know as much about nutrition, you didn't know about life, you didn't know about the details, you just followed along what everybody else did. And so you get set in your ways. That's a habit you learn. You pick up these habits. It worked for my grandmother, it worked for her grandmother before her, and so I'm going to live this way, right? The older generation, that's kind of how they had. They followed the habits of what came before because the habits of what came before, everybody had those habits. Today, at least here in Montreal, I walk down the street, everybody's looking different from everybody else. Okay. The clothes that they wear, the music that they listen to, it's all kinds of crazy. All right. Good crazy. Wonderful crazy. There's so much individuality, so much variation between individuals. People can be so different. And so I want to tell, if you're an older person out there, I want to tell you it's not too late to change. I'm not saying to change everything. I'm not saying to upend your life unless you want to. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is to have a mindset that says, you know what? Today is a new day, and I can do something different today. I can add, remove, or modify a habit that I have in my life. It could be the food that I eat, it could be things that I watch. I'll watch one YouTube video today that's going to teach me something. It might not be the most entertaining thing in the world, but I'm going to just watch it for 30 minutes. I'm going to learn something. I'm at least going to be exposed to new information. You can do that, right? Are you too old to click a button on YouTube and to learn something new? No, you're not too old to do that. You're not too old to learn a new skill, whether that's a creative skill, painting or art of some sort. You're not too old to learn an application, how to edit a video, how to edit a picture, how to use a camera. You're not too old. I know your knees hurt and your back aches, but you're not too old. Sometimes you're in one state and then you have this perspective of the world, and then you go through changes and then you have a whole new perspective and you can't even remember what it was like to think that old way. My mother, my mother learned to drive late in life. All right. Okay. I think she was what, in her 50s? And I remember when she started learning driving, she went to driving school and she called me and she said, Peter, I can't do this. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's so stressful. I can't do it. I'm so scared. I can't do it. I can't drive. I can't do it. I can't do it, Peter. I can't do it. That's what she told me all the time. I said, Mom, okay, children do this, okay? You can, of course, do this, all right? Just keep at it. Just keep at it. You can figure this out. You can do it. And she was at the point where I thought she was going to give up. She was like, I'm done. I just can't do this. I said, Mom, you can. You can do it. And she stuck with it and she got her driver's license and she was so proud, right? Going from not being able to drive to being able to drive late in life, it was fantastic. She felt freeing. She could do a lot more things. She was more empowered. I got my license after my mom got her license. All right. I live in Montreal, a small city, no need for a car, but I got my license. And while I was getting it, I was doing the driving, and my mom would take me out driving in order for me to practice. And I'm driving a car, and I'm a cautious driver. I drive like I'm 80 years old. All right. So I'm driving carefully. I got ADHD. I got attention deficit disorder. Okay. I don't take any chances on the street. Okay. I don't care. If I'm supposed to take that exit and I'm too many lanes over, I'm driving for an extra half an hour. I'm not taking that exit. Sorry. But I'm in the car with my mom, learning how to drive, and she's like, change lanes, go, do it, go. What are you doing? What are you taking so long? Get this done. And my mom is getting all animated and all crazy, like, drive faster, go this way, catch that light. I'm like, Mom, what the heck's wrong with you? Where's the lovely older woman that I used to know who was afraid of driving, who didn't think she could do it, and now she's harassing me in the car because I'm not driving like a maniac? All right? I know people in Montreal drive like maniacs, but I never wanted to do that. My mom's just yelling at me, hey, change the lanes, what's going on? I said, Mom, the 180 from being somebody who's like, I don't think I can learn how to do this driving thing, to like berating her young boy, going, hey, go faster, go better, do more, change lanes. I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. You're not too old to change. My mother wasn't too old to learn how to drive and all the other things that she's learning how to do. It's absolutely fantastic, okay? Yoga, Pilates, right? The food that you eat. You're not too old to change things. I know what it's like. I know what it's like. I remember when I was 16, I felt like I was too old. No. Then I turned 18. I was like, oh, I'm too old. I'm an old person now. And I turned 25 and I was like, oh, I'm so old. I'm so old. I wish I was 16, right? Then I turned 30 and I was like, oh, I'm so old. I'm so old. I'm in my 30s. Right now I'm 37 and I know when I'm 40, I'm going to look back and wish I was 30. When I was 50, I'm going to look back and wish I was 40. When I'm 60, I'm going to wish back and look I was 50. Whatever age you are now, you're going to wish you were this age in the future. If I could just go back to when I was 50, if I could just go back to when I was 60, I still had time, I still had energy, I still had the ability to change my life. I have somebody in my life here who's an older person, and I was very proud of her for doing something new. I convinced her to get into Bitcoin, right? Go ahead and go tell an older person about Bitcoin, okay? What are they supposed to understand this? Or supposed to get this? Or it's so intimidating? The amount of people I've talked to and like, Bitcoin. But this older woman, she decided she's going to get in on it because she's not done. She's not dead. There's still life to live. There's still risks to take. There's still things to do. There's still stuff to learn. And that attitude that she applied to that, I know she applies that to anything else in life. She'll have the same feeling. Ooh, I'm engaged in something new. I'm learning. You're not too old. Mom, if you're watching this, you're not too old. You know that, but you're not too old. Nobody, you're not. If you're walking around alive today, especially with the technology you have at your disposal, we are more powerful than we've ever been. I don't care if you're 85 years old. Don't let life come to an end prematurely. As long as you're kicking, keep kicking. Don't give up. It's all about the attitude first. And if you get into your mind that just says, even if I don't think I can, I will still try to make an effort. All of your life is an amalgamation of all the habits that you've picked up. But it's not too late to add a habit, remove a habit, or modify a habit that you have. Go ahead and do that. And if you get that in your spirit, if you get that in your mind, if you get that in your heart, you're going to feel youthful right away. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm considering doing this. I can't believe I'm considering trying that. I can't believe I'm going to go to this class. I'm going to do this thing. It's fun to be youthful. It's fun to change. So don't be a dummy. Don't give up. Think about who you are, think about who you could be, and then draw a line from where you are to where you want to be. Draw a line through the things that you can do that will improve your life, that you know you could do that would improve your life. It's important for us to not give up. This planet has more old people than it has young people. And we're going to be relying on the older people more than ever before. And I know we just experienced this pandemic and a lot of older people are dead. And that gives me heartache because I just know it doesn't matter how old you are. In fact, especially the older people have so much to offer us. And so if you're out there and you're alive, and even if you're older, it's not too late. Engage with the world because the world needs you. It needs your perspective. It needs your energy. It needs your heart and your mind. And if you need some help, Bad Guru's here. Give you some guiding light. All right, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching tonight. I really appreciate it. What a fun episode it was here today. Remember to go over to youtube.com/happy for a change and become a subscriber. It really, 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 really helps us. Become a subscriber. Sign up to YouTube if you have to, right? Do something new. Sign up to YouTube. It's not very difficult. Become a subscriber. Hit that little bell so you get notified when we go live or upload a video. Tons of content coming your way to help the young and the old and everybody in between. I love you. You're awesome. Your attention matters. My name is Peter Hartman. You're watching Bad Guru Nightly, and I am Bad Guru. See you next time.